Hello everyone and welcome back to Animation Pilgrimage, where we watch every single theatrically released animated film in chronological order. I'm Tennille.
And I'm Sean, and today we have a treat.
We certainly have something.
Yeah. Something new.
Something very new. This is our first film from Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Is it the first film from Sweden, or is this the first one we've been able to find?
I think it's the first film from Sweden.
I think so too.
I think it has been noted that it is their first film.
Okay. Which...
It's Dunderklumpen!
Yeah, it's Dunderklumpen! But this film really surprised me. Because, usually for a first film in any country, especially if they're kind of coming in a little late to the game here, you expect a kind of like... I don't know, you expect them to be maybe the quality of something that came out 20 years ago. Animation is hard. And, it takes a little bit of experience to learn the craft. But holy cow, this was well animated, well executed. It's not just the animation that was well done. It's the framing of the shots. This is a live-action animation hybrid, and the live-action actors were just as good as the animated characters. And that's so rare. I'd only say that, the only film we've seen that's done anything close to that is, Mary Poppins, and we didn't even review that for AP. But, up to this point in time in history, this was really impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just really charming. It screams of nostalgic feelings.
I wrote down the exact same thing.
I've never watched this movie before.
I've never watched this movie. I've never heard of it. I even asked my our resident better expert on European films, Redway 2, if they knew about this film, and they'd never heard of it either. And so that just makes me super confused, because I talked to Redway 2 about this film because I was just like, I cannot find anything about this movie. And that it seems so bizarre to me, because this movie just screams cult classic. Dearly beloved by people who grew up in Sweden. Just, it's very charming and sweet and well done. I don't understand why this isn't talked about, but I guess it's just a lost to time. I don't know. It's very bizarre to me. I think I'm definitely going to suggest people watch this one.
Watch it
if you know Swedish.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's actually really easy to find. If you know Swedish, it's on Vimeo, I think. Vimeo or YouTube. It's on both. One version is in the original Swedish, and the other one is an English dub. And the English dub is good.
It's shockingly good. It is it's not just, getting the job done. The English dub is so well done. I feel like it had to be someone who is very passionate about doing this film justice.
Yeah, they meticulously go through, and there's multiple songs in this movie, and they wrote all new songs that work in the context of what's going on, and having to figure out
the lip syncing to work, right?
The lip syncing and the timing and rhyming, all of it fixed for an English audience.
Characters don't seem to be renamed to give them more American sounding names either.
No, it felt like we're trying to stick to the original premise as possible, which is amazing.
We did watch the first, minute of the Swedish version before we realized there was no subtitles, and there wouldn't be any more popping up. And then when we switched to the American version, we did see that there was some different editing choices made.
Yeah, but I
like,
think it was mostly to just cut some of the longer, more drawn-out shots.
Which is definitely welcome, because while I am very, very impressed with this film, I will say it is a little lengthy. And it's aimed at a very young audience in a boring kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It's like, we're going to entertain the small kids, and that's about it.
Not much else. Yeah. I mean, I think we all have this kind of, like, childhood movie we can think of where it very much kind of fits into this story dynamic where it's a long, drawn-out, whole bunch of different sequence of events. The characters sing and make goofy faces at certain points in the movie to keep you entertained just enough to keep watching. But the majority of it is, like, really long and really boring to get to those, like, little tiny nuggets of entertainment, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's true.
And that doesn't make the movie bad, it just makes it, like, very much, like, you have to be in a specific mood to want to watch this.
Yes, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I guess that's a good segue into going into the plot of the movie.
Jump into it.
So, this movie takes place in Sweden, as you might imagine.
Can we talk about the setting here? Because you actually informed me about this. I did not know this was a thing.
Yes.
I learned something new.
This takes place in Sweden, and very north Sweden. So far north that during the middle of the summer, the sun never sets. No, seriously, this is a real thing. And then the opposite is also true, that in the winter, you have multiple days in a row where the sun never rises.
See, I think I've heard that before. But for some reason, my brain just never connected.
That the opposite would also be true.
Right. And it's like, you say that, and I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense. Because, you know, the Earth is tilted.
The world is tilted, so
right.
Certain points of the year, parts of it are going to always be facing the sun or never facing the sun. And that's why.
I never thought about it or had anyone tell me that, like, straight up before. So, yeah, this film takes place so far north, and we're in the middle of summer, that this movie takes place entirely
in the middle of the night.
Like it's broad daylight out.
Yeah, it starts at 11 p.m., and it looks like it could be the middle of the afternoon.
Uh-huh.
And it stays that way through the whole movie, which I'm sure made shooting for this film very easy.
Oh, yeah, because you can shoot at any time.
Mm-hmm. Because the sun never goes down.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Dunderklumpen, the titular character, is some sort of small man. I don't know if these are some sort of, like, goblin or fairy or troll.
I think he's supposed to be a troll.
Okay. Some sort of small magical fey creature. Mm-hmm. He's just a little guy, and he sneaks into the bedroom of a child and brings multiple toys to life. He brings to life a dummy, which is a rabbit inside a sock, and...
it is inside a sock.
Yep.
I couldn't tell what it was. It was cute, but I'm just like, I don't get what this is supposed to be.
It's definitely a rabbit that, like, its whole body's inside a sock, so it's got its feet sticking out at the bottom, and then, like, its arms kind of stick out.
I was thinking
next
he was,
to its
like,
face.
wrapped in some kind of, like, blanket or towel. I'm just like,
I think it's supposed to be like a tube sock style animal toy.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And, like, its ears are the same way where they're both inside a...
Mm-hmm. But it's very obviously a rabbit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then there's also a kind of terrifying teddy bear wearing a little dress thing.
Oh, I thought the teddy bear was super cute.
When it first came to life, I was like, ooh, that's a little unsettling. But, like, I grew to, like it more as it went.
I think that, I think the character designs in this are all, like, super adorable and cute.
Okay, yes. Very organic feeling.
I love, yeah, they're really great designs. I love that the teddy bear has its ears, like, all the way
down.
That is so cute.
It's not your usual teddy bear style of
Right.
North American where the ears are on the top of the head. No, it's
Right.
on the sides. It looks almost more like a monkey.
Yeah, it like the ears are closer down by its neck than on top of its head. It's really cute.
Then we also have a very small lion
With
thing.
pants that are too big.
Yeah, with really big spotted pants that it has to constantly hold up.
Uh-huh.
And
This
then,
whole movie gives me Winnie the Pooh vibes. It's
yeah.
like it's nothing like Winnie the Pooh, but you know, you still have the toys coming to life and it being very very much aimed at little kids, you
Just
know.
charming.
Yeah.
And then the last toy is just a doll. A little girl doll in like a green dress or something. She always wants candy and stuff.
Yeah, she's kind of like a spoiled
bratty.
brat doll kind of thing. And her like shirt is a little too short, so like her tummy sticks out a little bit, and that's also cute.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll believe you. Anyways, so he steals all these toys and also a little treasure chest with presumably some sort of treasure in it.
Yeah.
And then the child that owns all these toys, I can't for the life of me remember his name.
Oh, yeah.
And it was something that we couldn't really understand half the time. I think it's more of a traditional Swedish name.
It was something like Jorn? Either way. Kid.
Mm-hmm.
Kid
So
with the toys.
Kid chases after Dunderklumpen through the woods, out in the middle of the Swedish countryside, mountainside, I should say.
Yeah.
And his dad chases after him because it's time to go to bed. And
Right.
also, where are you going?
Yeah.
So we have Dunderklumpen, who actually does befriend the toys because he's lonely out on his mountain. So he wanted the toys to come with him, so he's stealing them away.
Okay, we need to address this right now.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about our titular character, Dunderklumpen. He's kind of the bad guy, but he's also framed as being too much of an idiot to understand that he's done anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And the toys kind of fall into this naivete thing as well. Like, they don't know that they're really, like, running away. They're just like, oh, we're alive now. We're going on an adventure. Yay!
They very much so feel like they're just children.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
they have the mindset of children, which Dunderklumpen also kind of does.
But at
It's
the
weird.
same time,
He's 32 years old.
42 years old.
42 years old.
Yeah, they make a point of saying that Dunderklumpen's like an older guy, and he's like
He's
stealing away like all these childlike characters,
Mm-hmm.
and he's also leading this like actual child to come run after him. And I don't know, he feels very like
Almost like he's coded.
as autistic.
Yeah.
And the movie's kind of painting him in a bad light alongside that, but like I
Not
don't
like inherently bad. He's
right,
just
like I don't feel like it's maliciously done either.
It's just kind of like he's an innocent to the bad things that he is also doing.
Uh-huh.
And it's weird. I'm not sure how to.
Well-
it just does not. I don't know how to feel about him.
Yeah,
He's definitely doing bad things, but he's not realizing that he's doing bad things.
yeah, the movie's painting him in a sympathetic light for doing, well, not even painting him in a sympathetic light. I guess that's the problem I have with it, is that the movie isn't very clear on whether Dunderklumpen's supposed to be good or bad, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but it just left me kind of like, okay, am I supposed to be rooting for or against
Dunderklumpen. Yeah.
Dunderklumpen this whole time?
And it like kind of changes as the movie goes on.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the movie is Dunderklumpen and the toys running through the woods. Hijinks ensue. The boy follows behind. Hijinks ensue. The dad follows behind. Silly slapstick with adults follows suit. It's like the dad's running around with this little bee character. The kid has a goat. Sure.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the kid's goat.
The goat's only there for like half the shots at most. So it's like the goat keeps getting forgotten, and or they didn't want to try to shoot with a live goat on set.
Right.
Which is fair. And like they meet other characters, like there's this other troll guy named One Eye who really wants the treasure chest that Dunderklumpen stole.
So he tricks him by giving him a whole bunch of plagiarized money.
And then there's like this fairy godmother lady who's just small and cute and silly, but also like trying to teach a lesson, like just like being helpful and informative to the kid. And then there's the really old lady who knows One Eye from when he was a little boy, and she's the one that eventually talks him out of kidnapping the toys from Dunderklumpen and the chest, and it was truly just a child's happiness in the end.
Oh my god, this movie has like, it's mostly pointless meandering 99% of the time, and then the last 1% of the film goes like super hard in just like piling on the themes. It just like dumps everything on you right at the end. It's like, this was all actually about how One Eye lost faith in humanity and only wanted to be greedy and find treasure and shiny things because he saw the greediness in other people.
But truly, the only treasures there were a shiny stone and a little feather.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cute, and the whimsy of children and stuff.
This film's very charming.
And then, like, they just sing a lot of songs. And in the end, like, the dad and the son are just kind of going along with it. They're not even, like, chasing each other or anything.
That's another thing to talk about. We've already mentioned this film is a hybrid of animation and live action. And it's very well done.
Yeah. Like almost every shot is on a live action background with animated characters on top of it.
There are a few painted backgrounds.
Yeah. Like when there's only the animated characters, they sometimes transfer into only drawn backgrounds.
But if you weren't paying close attention,
you wouldn't even notice.
Yeah, you could easily miss that they're on painted backgrounds.
And then, like, the kid and the adult just work very well in general. Like, they interact well. They've had good direction of where they're supposed to be looking most of the time.
Yeah, the kid is surprisingly a good actor. Like, he's shockingly good for being a kid. And the older guy, who's supposed to be his father, is, like, super into the part. He is just, like, giving it his all.
Oh, yeah.
And he has this little, like, bee companion character who's helping him try and track down his kid. And, like, they have a pretty fun dynamic. It's, like, a lot of, like, dad jokes, like, going back and forth.
Absolutely.
But, like, it's super cute. I definitely recommend this film. Please, let me know if you grew up watching this, or if you've heard of this film before, or if you've never heard of this film before, because I just find it so baffling that this was, like, so well made, and yet doesn't seem to have any kind of following or behind the scenes that I can find.
It's baffling how much there is not about this film.
Yeah.
Like, some of these films, sure, no one knows about them and there's no information. That's because the movie generally isn't very good.
Right.
Or the budget was $5. But there's very clearly a lot of budget and heart in this one, and there's no information.
I was able to get a little bit of information.
Okay.
And this is more broad context information for Sweden as a whole, I guess, or European filmmakers, animation filmmakers in general. Redway 2 informed me that for quite a few countries in Europe, they aren't necessarily worried about their animated films making a profit, but it's more so about the animated films being submitted to like award shows and it being something that's just like it's like a status symbol kind of thing where
Show
it's
off
like
their artistic prowess.
right. It's like, you know, when a country commissions an artist to do a thing to make the country look good.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar to that, which is really neat. And Sweden, around this time, was trying to put its own funds into, like, its own animation industry and try and build that up. And then eventually they just kind of came to the conclusion that animation was way too expensive to do this kind of thing, and it was a lot cheaper to just port Disney movies over. Makes sense.
Fair. Yep.
Yeah, fair. Animation is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently this film did win a whole bunch of awards, so that's exactly
What they wanted it
what
to.
they wanted. It had a budget of about $1 million, and it was directed by Per Alin. I'm probably saying that incorrect, but you can put that up on screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Closing thoughts. Such nostalgia. Very whimsy. Much
Wow.
cute. Wow.
Wow.
I think that pretty well sums up this movie.
Yeah.
Again, if you haven't checked it out, do so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just the clips that you've probably seen here are enough for you to decide whether you want to give this one a look at or not.
Mm-hmm.
Next time, we are going back to Czechoslovakia for the adventures of Sinbad the Sailor.
1001 Arabian Nights, back again for the fun time this chunk of time.
Oh boy.
Woo! Because, yeah, next time is the last film in 1974.
Oh my goodness.
And then we'll be doing another award show.
Phew.
All right. Well,
See
that's
you
going
guys
to be
then.
it.